Blessings once again. Welcome forward again to Reasons Right to the Trail Life. I'm your host, Talaku the Great Owl, Instagram Guru, right here on Instagram. So this is gonna be part 5. I know it's a series, but guess what? These videos are always gonna be, a little bit long because you can't explain everything in just a few seconds. I'm not a modern soundbite. So like I was saying, I was in the underworld, I was in hell, and during that time I was there, I was finally allowed to go outside of my enclosure because death took me up as a pupil and a student. So the first place I was freely allowed to go when I went into that open area, just looks like a regular space, like a plateau, like a heightened space. You could go and look around, and it has its own little farm to it. It's dark, it's dreary, but there's signs of life, you know, albeit under suppression, right? Little valleys and such, but charred and debased, very dark in tone and such, burnt, and like it said, with excrement, blood, sankoretin, all of that stuff, it reeked. It's just dark in general. So anyway, I met a couple of friends now that they were really taken to me, and so they were deformed, and they were deformed not like you would say, based upon like a biological defect. The deformity came because of the commands and how low they were down in the hierarchy of hell, right? They were like really low beings, but they really took to me. 3 in particular, a couple took to me, maybe about 6 or 7, like human souls, and a couple non-human souls, hallelujah, took to me as well. Quite a few non-human souls, but these human souls were the strongest, right? Anyway, we'll talk about them later on. So, these 3 in particular love to go to the swamp. My memory of the plateau and that place is a bit sketchy, but hallelujah, the swamp now is where they would hang out. The swamp, overtangled, overgrown, tangled, mangled trees that you can't really see the tops of them. Cold, damp, and they have patrols in the swamp. And the swamp are patrolled by a level or tier higher sets of the demons or the workers in hell. And they would ride sometimes some unusual beasts that I think probably used to be on the earth before, but hallelujah, no longer. And so they ride these beasts, sometimes some machine like stuff they would ride as well too. But the thing is that the beings were deformed because those demons, or the human souls that was friendly with me, could not be allowed, were not allowed in any time, especially when these patrols were coming around, to stand up, hallelujah, and look at them. They had to go down on all fours. So that's why I talk about the deformity. So they had to walk, hallelujah. Not because they couldn't walk upright, they were not allowed to. It's like literally I being in their presence because I was auditing. I don't know if I got some kind of special allowance to do that, hallelujah. But I realized that I stood up and I asked them to stand up. And when this patrol, hallelujah, came by, the memory was so vivid, they knocked me across my head. Like literally almost knocked me out. So that would dare I stand up, hallelujah, in their presence, go down on all fours. I'm a defiant one, but I did get knocked in my head a couple of times, hallelujah. Well, anyway, they weren't in the swamps because they loved the swamps. They loved the orchard. So if you go through the swamps long enough, you come out on a ridge. On the ridge is a tree that bears some jeweled fruits. The fruits look like purple, something almost like those color stones, but it's not a stone, it just has the color like that. But it's a fruit, hallelujah. That those that walk on all fours love. And to me, there was like mango. It's not mango, not even close, but the memory of it, like to me, the psyche of it was like climbing a mango tree. And so they'd go through the swamp, hide the patrols, right? Because there was roads in the swamp. That swamp was designed like passageways, hey, right? But after you come out of the swamp and get into the orchard now, right? The orchard is on an incline on a cliff, right? Climb the trees, but there's one thing. So I was told by these beings that were deformed and dark and dense in body that these places are patrolled by the overseers, the overlords, right? and that this is the territories between both the worlds, and they were not allowed to go there. It was out of bounds. But when them tell me about it, me love go there. And I love go there so much, it become a favorite pastime holiday of mine to go there. And that's where my transformation began. I know that transformation of the orchard now has to happen in the next video, because I know when I start talking I won't be able to stop. So all I would say is that the times traveling through the different pathways in the swamp with my humans friends whose souls were there, but they were there for a long time, so they were deformed, walking on all fours. Trust me, like I said, it was a bond that you can't describe. It's like, yeah.